Chapter 46. August 12th. Dear Scott, I know you've been waiting for my response, and I'm sorry it's taken me these few days to get back to you. Please believe me when I tell you that they have been days full of prayers and tears, not just for my mom, but also for what I'm about to tell you. After everything that's happened here, I really don't see how anything could ever develop between us. Months ago, you asked me to pray and ask God if He intended for this relationship to deepen. At first, I thought His answer was yes, but it's become more and more clear over the past few days that it was only wishful thinking on my part. I know this email is going to be painful for you to read, and I'm sure I can trust you to understand how devastating it is for me to write. But Kitty needs me. I could never dream of deserting her. Not that I'd ever picture you asking me to, but that's the problem. Even when we talked on the phone, you made it clear that you were willing to give up your work for the Lord in order to be here with me. I know some girls might find it romantic for you to be so selfless, but the more I've thought about it and prayed about it, I can't ask you to make that kind of sacrifice for me. From the very beginning of our relationship, I've prayed that neither of us would ever make the other one an idol. And if I've allowed you to stop your missionary work, or even put it on hold just so I could have you near me, I could never forgive myself. God has put such an incredible calling on your life. I know He has plans to continue using you, to bring His glory to the nations, and I won't stand in your way. One of the hardest things God has ever asked me to do is surrender our relationship to Him, especially after losing my mom. She was so excited to meet you, and I'm probably never going to understand why God took her home when He did. But I simply have to trust that His timing is perfect. And that means that it's time for me to give up my dreams for the mission field and release you with a full and tender heart. I'm so sorry. None of this is your fault. And I'm afraid now that you'll just think I was stringing you along for all those months. You were so patient with me, so gracious. You didn't want to move fast because you know I'm young, and you knew my mom wanted to meet you in person before she could give her official blessing to our relationship. But now that can never happen. And as much as I selfishly want to keep talking to you every night, emailing you about my day, I've come to realize it's best for us to say goodbye now, instead of dragging out a painful parting. I know we'll both mourn as we think about the things that could have been, and I want you to know that I will always pray for your happiness and blessings. Please believe me when I tell you that God has amazing plans for you, plans to continue spreading His gospel to the farthest corners of the earth. Unfortunately, I see now that if I were to hold on to this friendship that has grown to mean so much to me, I would be standing in your way and the calling God has placed upon your spirit. You are a kind, godly man, and I consider myself so honored that you invested so much into my life. I will hold these months tenderly in my memories and remember you in my prayers for as long as I live. Blessings, Susanna.